5 minutes outside and soaking wet. It's going to be a very interesting day, so thank you for joining us.
Okay, as you've seen already, we enjoyed truly Irish weather over here today, so we had to do the voiceover for parts of the vlog because the audio was just so bad you couldn't hear anything. So you can see over here I'm adding some manure that we got from the farm below from our neighbor into our compost boxes, and I'm just doing a little bit, putting a layer of manure on the layer of greens that we had already over there. So we try to get a layer of few inches of greens, layers of few inches of manure, and then we will put the source of carbon like straw or hay on it. And over here you can see we cropping out the bed, so we're taking the old crop out of the bed. That is rocket that was growing over there over the winter. We harvested that bed probably twice, I think, and we take it out. We try to take as much stuff as we can, try to make it nice clean bed, and try to take the roots out. Some plants are easier to do that. Rocket's not that easy, but it's okay. We try to keep as much soil in the bed, so when we take the crop out we try to shake off the soil off the roots, shake off the compost, as you will see, because on the top of the bed we keep the compost on top of the bed, we don't till it in. Yeah, so we try to keep it as much stuff in the bed. Those are permanent beds, so we don't change them after we build those beds. Initially we don't move, they're not going over there, they're over there for good. There are other methods of doing that. You can use attachments maybe on the, you can mow it, you can flame mow it, and then whatever is left of the roots you can till it in, or very lightly till it in into the ground. There's so many different ways. We're just doing it by hand at this stage because we don't have any equipment to do it other way. And over here you see Claire, our neighbor, with the tractor. She came over to give us a hand. We wouldn't be able to do it without her. So basically we got delivery of compost, but because it's so wet and muddy, the driver wasn't able to drive up over there, so he had to unload at the bottom of the field. So Claire was able to come in with the tractor and just load each bag, pick it up with the fork attachment, each bag individually, and get it right over here by the gate. We could get it closer to the tunnels, but we didn't really want to make that much mess inside of there where we drive in with the van. So you can see that's the type of compost we are using. It's Enrich. It's made over here in Ireland, in County Meath, I think. So yeah, it's really good compost. It works for us anyway, so we definitely recommend this one. And over here you'll see Monika doing broadforking. You've probably seen that before. That's what we're using to aerate the soil to make it nice and fluffy and to break up the surface crust. That's the type of broadfork we are using. That was the only type of broadfork we were able to get in Ireland a couple of years ago when we bought it initially. So most of the time we have to do 2 passes on the bed. That bed is slightly wider than all our other beds. So you see, you just put it in as much into the ground as you can, and you just tilt back, and you just want to rise the soil a little bit, create like a little cushion without inverting the soil upside down, because if you would be inverting the soil upside down, you can equally just get a tiller and rototiller and just do it in mechanically.
So hopefully I did a good job. This bed in some places is very hard, but most of the places is nice and soft. So we're going to hoe it now and yeah, put some compost.
Over here we're adding some amendments. We got some rock dust, and we want to try to use that, and we'll see it will make a big difference. Rock dust is basically a natural volcanic crushed rock that have a lot of minerals, micronutrients, so we're adding that and very gently hoeing the bed, just maybe maximum going down maximum 2 inches into the ground, probably even less, just to create a nice flat surface. And we actually have to get a bigger hose for doing this stuff, because the hose we are using is designed to actually for cultivation in between the rows of the plants, so they only 7.5 centimeters wide. We have to get the wider hoe. We'll go much faster. So after we Broadfork and Hoe the beds, we're getting ready to put the compost, fresh layer of compost on top. So that is organic compost that we are using over here. We work with that method for the last 3 years. This is going to be, I think, our 4th year, and we had a good success with that method. It might not work for everyone, but this is what we are doing, and you can get that compost all across Ireland. We're getting it from Tramore, but you probably seen there was a number over there on the phone number to Tramore, and we're gonna add the link below to the brand of the compost and the supplier where we're getting the compost from. So basically, the closer you can get your bags with the compost into the tunnel, the less walking you have to do. Unfortunately, we were not able to get as close. So we just load the wheelbarrow with the compost and then try to spread the compost on the bed kind of evenly. After you do a few of those, you kind of get the idea how much you have to put. So I was loading in the wheelbarrows, and Monika will spread the compost with the rake. So you can see Monika making it nice and flat over there, so we can put irrigation pipes down below, and we're just gonna go and plant straight into that. There's gonna be some winter purslane / spring purslane going into that bed. Over here you can actually see the compost I got into the middle of the bag, and you can see it's steaming. So you can see there is biology in the compost, so it's a live microorganism in the compost, because they generated the heat. You can see the difference in the temperature over there.
So we are now in tunnel 3. I really don't think that you can actually hear me. It's so loud from the rain, but anyway, I will do my best. If not, I will record a voiceover. So we are in tunnel 3. We're going to put compost on this bed. This is the bed where we planted potatoes. So we did about 10 meters of potatoes, and we have 20 meters left. So the plan is now to put compost on it and sow some carrots, parsley, and a little bit of beetroot. So yeah, that's the plan for now, and we are putting organic compost. I'm gonna rake the compost, so it's going to be spread evenly, and then we're going to do rows for carrots and put some seeds into the bed and witness the magic.
So you can see I'm going all the way to the back to cross over to another footpath. The reason for it is I have to drive over the bed with a wheelbarrow, and I don't want to do that in the middle of the bed. I want to compact it randomly in the middle of the bed, so we always do that at the either start or the end of the bed, so we know if we're doing any damage to the bed, it's only in the one spot.
So Konrad is doing rows for me. We will go for 5 rows in this 30-inch bed. I'd say you can do more rows than that, definitely, but yeah, I don't know, we'll just go for 5 this time. And because we don't have a cedar, I'd say it's just easy to do 5 than 6 or 7. These are some parsnip seeds. We did 2 every 5 centimeters. Yeah, looks gorgeous. We also did some beetroot. Here we go. There's one. Okay, let me just. Here we go. There are 2. We did 2 or 3 every 10 centimeters, and yeah.
I'm just covering the rows gently, not to disturb the seeds so they don't go flying anywhere else, and the drills, the rows, the drills, whatever you want to call them, they might be a little bit too deep, but I do them like this all the time, so it should work. You see, Monika is saying that they're too deep, so I don't know. Let's see. Oh, so many different separate tasks that one little machine
Could do.
is going to be doing. Really can't wait for the seeder.
Yeah.
Do you need to have a seeder? No, as you can see, you can do it without the seeder. But is it worth to have a seeder? Yes. We are going for the junk seeder. That is a little bit better, maybe more expensive as well. You don't have to go for the junk seeder. You can go for other seeders. There are other seeders over there in the market, a little bit cheaper. But we want something reliable, and if we're going to spend the money, we want to just spend it once. And so basically with that method of gardening, you're just adding a fresh layer of compost every year, and you're building your beds. They will compact down as you go along. Like that bed will probably have, I would say, 4 rotation during the season. The other beds can have even up to 5. This carrot's going to take a little bit longer than any other crops, the greens. So you're always going to take a little bit out when you're taking the roots out, like you've seen we did it on the rocket. But yeah, that's it, done. We're probably just going to cover it with the fleece. We put the fleece right on top. Because there's, again, cold nights ahead.
Yeah,
and that's it.
Yeah, we're not watering them this time of the year at the moment because
the ground
it's wet enough. Yeah, and it's going to be cold in the next few nights, so we'll check on them in the next few days. But usually you want to have your carrots watered properly.
Very well, yeah.
Especially during the late spring and summer.
They can't be dry. If they dry, they're not going to germinate. Or they're just going to die after germination.
Yeah, looks good.
Looks good, nice, clean and tidy. Yeah. It will only stay like this.
No, I know.
So it takes a little bit of work, but it's worth it.
Oh.
So we're gonna go feed the chickens. I just wanted to show you the setup, what we're doing now. So you see our lawn over here. It's probably 15 15 by 25 yards, something like this, meters. You can see the kind of rectangular shape. So we're using a 25 meter net, and we're doing it in a rectangular shape. There's Betty. In a rectangular shape. So you see they were over there. Like this. Over here. For last. They were over there for 3 to 4 days. And afterwards they were over here for 3 or 4 days. I was clearing the coop over here, so that's why there's a heavy load of manure in that place. So you can see they scratched it. But you can see the difference between this lawn and the other lawn on the other side. You see, on this side, we had our hens, we had broilers for 2 years, so there's barely any moss. Where over there was barely any chickens anywhere.
There is a little bit of moss here because we
I
didn't.
can't really
Yeah,
put the net right next to the
with a
road over
driveway.
there
Yeah,
because
here.
it's too hard. But you can see the amount of moss over there is unbelievable.
Yeah.
So they were able to stay over there a little bit longer because there was a kind of carbon source to absorb the manure, and you can see how fast it's recovering. The grass growing through, so all that scratched moss is going to actually become a fertilizer for that lawn over there. So I just moved the hens this morning to the spot where they are now. So they're going to be over there for 3 to 4 days, and then I'm going to move them in here. And we're going to go like this all along that lawn. Dirty fingers.
You have dirty fingers.
Yeah. I'm making eggs dirty and wet.
How many eggs? 8?
I would say 9, because they've been moved to the fresh grass,
Okay.
and almost every time when we move them to the fresh grass, they lay a little bit better. 5. 1 here. 6. 7.
Ooh.
8. Only 8.
Oh, they might give you an egg like tomorrow.
Or they
See-
might still give an egg because there's
Oh, yeah.
one hen that lays a little bit later, so I'm gonna leave the boxes and I'm gonna turn them and I'm gonna be closing them.
Al is very good today, Konrad.
What's that?
Al is very good today. Oh, did I spoke too soon?
Yes, you did. He's the meanest rooster that you can ever come across.
Yeah, look how on guard he is now. Look how wet he is. He's going to, I'd say he's going to attack. Konrad, are you ready? God. So scary. What are we going to do with you all?
We give him away.
Give you away?
Yeah.
Anyone? Oh, look. Don't
Anyone
move.
would be interested in
If anyone wants
rooster
to,
resocialization.
he is free to go. Because we really don't enjoy him. and we can't really enjoy the ladies either. So look.
So yeah, guys, that was our day. Pretty cold and wet. I was actually freezing at the end, so I was looking forward to go home and have my tea. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, please comment below, and if you have any ideas of what kind of videos would you like us to do, also comment below. Please subscribe, that will mean a lot to us, and yeah, we'll talk to you in the next one.